Hello, Reformers, and welcome to a special feature of Rise of the Undead. Now, this mod is currently in pre-alpha or alpha stages, so do bear that in mind if you are going to download it. There is a link in the description for you to download it. It's a bit.ly link, don't worry, there's no problem with it whatsoever. I see a couple of comments usually stating, is this a virus? No, it's not a virus, but it may be the zombie virus, so don't worry. I mean, it's going to turn you to your brains to mush, and you're going to then serve me, of course, but don't worry about it, because it is Rise of the Undead. So, let us start a new game. I have actually not checked this out yet, but I have a very good feeling about it, because, I mean, just look at it, okay? It's looking really, really good right now already. Primordial as the serpent, from the beginning of time. Unmatched is the wisdom of the serpent shrine. Oh, I like it. And of course we have music by Adrian von Ziegler, which of course is going to cause some problem with copyright, so just bear that in mind. If you don't hear any music, it's probably because it's relatively low for that very good reason, but you know he's a good composer, and this is probably going to be a pretty good indication of the kind of music that you would see here. So, as you see also, we have two different options. Play as the Ordo Serpens leader, or play as a Dark Lord. I think we are going to play as a Dark Lord because, come on now, how can we not? Select a home realm. Okay, we only have one selection right now. Choose your character. Uraeus, Vanth, or Amut. I think we're probably going to choose Vanth because I can actually say that relatively easily. Yes, that's exactly the reason why I would choose a character, because I can say it. Yes, exactly. So, yeah, we can rename ourselves, but I actually think I'm just going to leave it like that, because, I mean, that's what the game says, so why not? Let's just leave it like that. I think that's fine. So now, these are relatively all standard as it is right now. All of the skills are all standard. I don't think that that is going to detract from the experience, because I've seen, I've seen the features of this. And do bear in mind, if you want to see features of this mod before you download it, and you want even more information, apart from this special feature, there is a lengthy description, or at least I hope there is a lengthy description down in the description box below the video. I hope I have done that at least. But anyway, let's see. What are we going to do here? Well, apparently we're going to be a melee unit, so I'm actually just going to go for strength. I actually think we're going to go full strength right here. I mean, I am just going to go absolutely crazy here. We have riding skill as well as tactics and 3 leadership, so I think we're actually going to be within a very good chance of doing super damage. So let's just get as much proficiency as we can, and I guess we'll carry on. Okay, so we are headless, apparently. Is that a bug, or are we headless? I'm actually unsure, but as you can see, none of this does anything. So I'm perfectly happy being headless. It just means that whenever someone says, don't lose your head, it's already going to happen. So we don't really need to worry about that, do we? So let's just continue onward. Almathea, also known as Tierra Hermosa, was once the land of 6 kingdoms. One of them in the north was the biggest and the most respectable. When there was a dispute, it was always the one that would serve as intermediary. However, when the king died, his son became the new king, and although an honorable man, he was also ambitious. He wanted to do more than just be an intermediary to other kingdoms. This ambition led to war, and with his superior army and resources, conquests came very soon. The taste of power just made the ambition grow stronger, and the conquests become bloodier. The new king would stop at nothing until all Almathea had been submitted to his will. Yes, I couldn't quite see it there because of the little bit of a background there. Eventually, the union of all other kingdoms turned, yes, that's it, turned, I thought it might be burned or turned, the tides of war, and the new king was defeated. Because of the great respect everyone had for his father, and for what his kingdom once was, he was allowed to keep a small part of his kingdom, but he could never leave it or raise an army. From the outcome raised a big empire in the south known as the Golden Empire. The other kingdoms also grew in size. As time passed, everyone stopped concerning themselves about the defeated tyrant and his now pitiful kingdom, and stopped thinking about him. Oh, well, that's kind of sad. But in the defeated warlord, Sol, the anger just kept growing, and a certain day, someone came to his kingdom and his name was unknown, okay? All is known is that he brought a book. Some say it was the Necronomicon itself, the Book of the Dead. He became fascinated by that book and read and learned everything he could, from the start to the end. He sought and unleashed ancient knowledge, long forgotten, I suppose. He learned necromancy, summoning, and it said he changed. He was almost not human anymore. His power grew so strong, it said he could even control the mind of the weak. However, it wasn't enough for him. He wanted more, and it said he offered his soul to the primordial serpent in turn for unlimited power. Oh yes, we like that. He challenged death itself, and his body wasn't flesh anymore. He was not alive nor dead. He was now a powerful spectre in a world between life and death. And with this immense power, he created the Gate of Sorrow, which it said is a portal to other worlds, an open door to creatures that shouldn't exist. It said that this magical structure was built near a strange black stone quarry in a secret location. Fragments of this stone have been spreading through the Dark Kingdom and have already replaced its currency. Merchant caravans have also started spreading these fragments across Almathea. There are glowing dark blue veins in the black fragments that look to have some kind of magical composition, and it's said to corrupt the mind of the wielder. His necromantic powers were so enormous that he was able to build a terrifying undead legion. His ultimate act was the summoning of the souls of once great kings, which were now his servants and generals. He is now known as Nehebkal? I don't know. Nehebkal, I suppose. His vassals, the Dark Lords, their god, the Primordial Serpent, his kingdom, the Ordo Serpens, and in his mind, the Tierra Hermosa is already the Tierra Oscura. In the meantime, the kingdoms of Almathea were in constant war among themselves by land disputes, unaware of the danger, and the Golden Empire Emperor ambitions were also growing. And the desire of a unified Almathea under the Empire banner and his religion is stronger than ever, and a new great war is coming. What they don't know is that in the north, a new power is rising. Let us go to our castle. That was a very, very big amount of exposition there. Okay, so here we are. We have spawned in. We have some skeleton horsemen and also some skeletons. And of course we are here. Okay, so we are technically in the... Wow. Okay, this is a huge map. This is an absolutely huge map. And wow, okay, so in other words, we are going to need to recruit these guys very, very fast. Important, take a look at the game concepts in Notes menu since it has all information regarding the specific gameplay mechanics of Rise of the Undead. Doing this, you'll have a much better experience playing this mod. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to take a look at that actually, because I really want to see what's going on. I would like to save first, just in case. You never know, it's alpha. So, let's go into the game concepts. Oh my. Okay, so there's morale. Represents the ability and willingness of the troops in a party to summon up the endurance, bravery, and discipline they need to face the stresses of battle and the march. It is not the same thing as the troops' happiness. Elite troops may grumble and whine about the hardships of campaigning, but then stand together as one when the arrows start to fly. On the other hand, a commander who gives his men everything they want may find that they grow soft and waver before the enemy's charge. Oh, well, that's interesting. Okay, morale's greatest impact is on a party's behavior in battle, determining how aggressively troops engage the enemy, and how likely they are to break and run if they perceive the tide of battle turning against them. Morale also affects a party's march speed, as a less motivated party will move more slowly, as the men are not pushing themselves to their physical limit, and pause more frequently, as it waits for stragglers to catch up. Finally, a party with very low morale will start to suffer desertions, as we already know. Okay, so, charismatic commander, well, we have some good leadership, that's pretty good. And a sense of group cohesion. In a small, tight-knit party, for example, men will often fight hard against daunting odds to avoid showing cowardice before their comrades in arms. A large party, however, will have a different effect. Okay, so, we also have economy here. Have a wide variety of goods. Importance is food. Grain is the staple crop, but people also need fat and protein in the form of meat, fish, or cheese. It takes almost as much work to preserve meat as to produce it in the first place. So salt is also in high demand. So if you want to be a trader, you can also do that. Okay. Military campaigns. Oh my. I think There is way too much for me to read right here, but I think we have the gist of things. But I'm going to just take a look at the rules of Rise of the Undead. I think that is probably going to be the most important thing. Sea travel is only possible on the sea coast. To embark, stay closest as you can to the sea, then camp and select the option Embark. Remember that only works on the sea coast. In battles, the AI will change formations depending on the composition of your army. You can do 6 different formations by pressing F9, F10, and F11. Each one of these keys has 2 formations. If you press the key once, Formation A will be selected. If you press the key one more time, Formation B will be selected, and so on. Unfortunately, I won't be able to press any of these keys because they all have something to do with my recording software, so do bear that in mind. That's the reason why I'm not going to be using these formations, okay? So, if you press the normal keys to follow or hold, your troops will get disorganized. Ah, okay. Okay, also if your army is in formation, that's fine. Okay, so that's kind of an issue, because usually I do tell people to hold position immediately, but yes, I suppose it's just a preliminary look at things, and if you like it already, if you like the sound of it, then you know what to do. Recruitment. In Rise of the... There are 3 types of recruitment. In villages, you can recruit skeletons, the most basic infantry in armies. The number of possible recruits will depend on the relation between the player and the village. In cities, you can recruit skeleton horsemen, cavalry, and in castles, you can recruit drow. The number of possible recruits will depend on the relation between... Yes, exactly. If you press N when your mount is near, it will come to you. If you press M, you will make a battle cry, and if you are Nehebkal, you can talk to any lord of the game and your minister, go to camp, and take an option and see the action. That's very nice. Okay, so there you go. That's a little bit of a look at that. And then, of course, we do have the various factions here. Oh my. Yes, it is absolutely huge. The game is absolutely huge and has a wide variety. Oh, raise the dead. The ritual failed. Well, that's sad. That's very sad. Can I get some more? Can I actually see if I can rise anyone else? The ritual failed again. Really? Oh, come on now. Oh, wow. Okay, so we have 3,000 black stone fragments, which apparently is our currency. We are playing the bad guy here, basically, so we're going to need to get a couple more of those. Ah, let's attack some bandits. Why not? Let's attack some bandits. Let's actually see what kind of gear we have as well, because I haven't actually seen that. As you can see, I got a bit speechless from the way that we look. Obviously, in the character creator, we did not have a head, but we now do, and as you can see, there's a very good reason why, because he looks amazing. Absolutely amazing in actual fact. Okay, so this is actually a lance. This scythe is a lance, so I guess we're going to just see how much... What? Did you see that? Oh my. Okay, so yes. Did you see that? There is unique blood effects, I think? Unique blood effects? Am I saying that correctly? Maybe. Maybe. I'm actually unsure because it just happened so quickly. I'd like to be able to get over there and hit him with my mace. But that's not going to happen anytime soon, unfortunately. Ah, maybe I can go over there. Let's do this. Yes, look at that. Okay, so there might actually be some unique blood mechanics, but I'm unsure of that. I probably need to take a look at it a little bit more in depth. But as you can see, that was actually very easy, wasn't it? Okay, so I'm going to, yes, allow that to happen. One skeleton volunteer. Oh, really? Only one? Oh, how generous of you. How generous. Okay, so we're going to continue here. Oh, hello there. I'll give you nothing but cold steel, you scum. Considering I'm a Dark Lord, I think that's rather amusing, but of course, it is Alpha, so things are probably going to be changed in the future. So, okay, so now let's see. Let's actually see what happens here. Now, as you can see in the top left, that's our morale counter. I actually think I've played a mod with that before, but it was a very long time ago. Not many mods use the morale counter, but I gotta say it's actually pretty cool because it gives a more diversive element to combat. So instead of just being like, oh, I'm gonna eliminate everyone, it is actually more to do with unleashing, shall we say, devastating attacks against your opponent rather than just going like, oh, I'm just going to kill as many as I can, you know? So it's less brute force and you use a little bit more intelligence with it, I suppose. But anyway, we do have skeleton horsemen here. As you can see, they look very cool. I still cannot get over the fact how our model looks insanely good. I mean, literally, if this does not get you to download it, I don't know what will, because literally that is very cool. Okay, so we are against forest bandits. Think it's about time we charged in, isn't it? Because they are just going to pepper us with their feeble arrows. And we are A very evil person indeed. So let's see if I can actually... Oh, really? Did I actually hit one of those trees with my lance? Okay, well, maybe you can do better than I can when you're fighting here. I'm actually going to get off my mount. I'm going to get off my mount and I'm going to hit these guys with my scythe. Because I want to do that. Let's do it. I have a two-handed scythe. Look at that! I am reaping souls of our enemies. Okay, so I'm going to try to do that. Oh, no! I only do very little damage. I only do very little damage. Kind of. Oh, no. That is unfortunate. Now, do bear in mind that this is because this weapon is primarily a thrusting weapon. Ah, and our weapon broke. Okay, of course it did, yes. So, yes, this is primarily a thrusting weapon, so do bear that in mind. That's the reason why it was doing very little damage. As you can see, the mace actually does huge amounts more, but that's only just because I think it's probably a piercing mace. We're going to take a look after this and actually see. But as you can see, the morale is firmly in our favor right now. And there's the opponent running away. Of course he's going to run away. Can I actually? No, I was hoping that I could maybe finish it early by tabbing out and seeing whether we could auto-resolve it. Because obviously we are most likely going to win it anyway. But wow, I am very, very impressed so far. And I gotta say, this is actually a two-handed mace as well. So if you want to, you can just go two-handed all the way. That is very, very cool. Okay, so I guess we just have to wait here, and I think all of our horsemen have lost their horses, but that's not too bad. Hopefully they didn't get killed. Did they get killed? They did! I think they actually got killed. There's only... Wow, we lost 3 of them. Yeah, we lost skeleton horsemen. I have no idea how that was even possible. I mean, literally, that is very bad of them to get killed so easily. I mean, really, skeleton horsemen getting killed that easily? Well, I suppose that's just how it is. Okay, so... I need to get good relation with the lord of this castle to be able to recruit from here. So, is he actually here? He is! Okay, so let's actually go in and take a look at a little bit at the decor here. As you can see, they've done a little bit of work on this as well. It looks very cool. We're having some vampire guards. We're not supposed to talk while on guards. Ah, yes, thank you. And here's Erlich, who is very creepy indeed. I am Vanth. Ah, yes, here we go. Okay, do you have any tasks for me? Oh, yes. Okay, so unfortunately I will not be able to do that. Can I? Can I? No, I can't actually do that. So I'm going to have to try and help or something along those lines. So, as you can see, we are actually a vassal of Nehebkal already, which is actually really cool. And, well, we kind of have a little bit of a problem with the gender issues here. She is the lady. Are we a woman? I don't actually think so, because it said he at the beginning, but oh well, whatever the case, there's Alpha for you. So, yes, I think right now we've had a look at a little bit of the preliminary fights, and of course we've taken a look at our gear somewhat. This is our gear: Dreadlord, armor, and boots. Undead Lance, as you can see, it's terrible with swinging, but its thrusting abilities are a lot better. And we have the Devourer of Worlds, which is utterly fantastic. And yeah, so we've had a look a bit at that, and now I'm gonna see if I can recruit a couple of other units from the other factions, and we're gonna see what we can do about taking a look at the high tier units. Alright, so when we left off, I didn't have as many units as I do now, but I decided, you know what, I think it would be a rather cool idea to tackle one of the enemy vassals. Now, as you can see, I have some Dread Knights here, Drow Guards, Heavy Crossbowmen, Veteran Archers, and Skeleton Infantry, of course. So, I'm going to be making sure that the skeletons are all at the top here, because I don't want to lose any of the Drow units just yet. But anyway, I think it would be a good idea to take a look around here. Okay, so yeah, there's not too many options there, but I am actually really impressed by these splash screens. That's actually pretty nice art there. But anyway, we are going to take a look at the troop trees. And there is also a world map as well, which is fantastic. I really do like it when they include the world map, because then you get to actually see a really nice overview of things. I'm actually unsure. There we go. It's actually loaded. That's fantastic. So we are up here in the purple area, and as you can see, look at that. Look at that. That is insane. Absolutely insane. I'm actually wondering, is that actually a place where I can go? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Well, we're going to take a look at that in just a second, but as you can see, we have a variety of different people here. This is our faction. As you can see, we have the top tier of every one of these, apart from a heavy pikeman. We don't have one of those. But we are just about to fight, I believe. Who are we just about to fight in actual fact? Let's just take a look here. Who is this? Kingdom of Uzaviel. So we're gonna just take a look at that real quick. There we are. Okay, so, yes, they have the standard human things. Yes, those terrible, terrible humans. I really do not like them at all. Yes, they have some knights, some sergeants, heavy crossbowmen, heavy pikemen, heavy footmen, heavy crossbowmen. So basically, just your standard fare of unit, and that's exactly why we hate them. So we are going to be traveling over there and taking them down. They all seem to have relatively similar troop trees. Do bear that in mind as well. But obviously, Alpha is Alpha. However, these guys are different. The Golden Empire is different. They have huge amounts of variety. Wow, okay. So they have, what is it? Veteran archers, heavy footmen, heavy pikemen, heavy crossbowmen, sergeants, knights, different knights. Well, I suppose that's actually the same knights, but maybe they have different stats? I'm actually unsure. No, they seem to have exactly the same stats, but I think they have different equipment in actual fact. Nomad horsemen, they all come from different level ups as well. Like these come from Nomad skirmishers. And these come from Nomad Tribal Warriors? Trial Warriors? No, that's fine. But yeah, that's actually pretty cool. But as you obviously know, they have done the most work on the player faction. Because, I mean, why would you not want to be the bad guy? So this guy is actually running from me, which is hilariously enough. I don't even know why, because we have less units than him. But pretty sure we're going to be able to eliminate him very, very fast. So, let's do this. 45 versus 85. I'm kind of a bit worried about this. I do have a scythe, so this is kind of nice. But otherwise, yes, I'm not entirely sure whether we'll be able to do this. So, let's just make sure that we actually do, shall we? Okay, so our morale is not doing well right now. Our morale is not doing well at all, because we are outnumbered, of course. So, our units are not very happy at all. Okay, so let's see if we can actually change that a little bit, shall we? So I'm gonna see if I can go down here a little bit. I'm gonna tell my cavalry to charge straight on in here because, yes, charge, yes. Come on now, we are not afraid of anything, I tell you. We're not afraid of anything because we have no feelings. We are the undead, and we must, well, we must deal a lot of damage to the meat bags that we have right here, yes. Ah, yes, that's fantastic. Okay, so, unfortunately, I am not, there we go. I'm not dealing that much damage, I was about to say, but now I'm getting a little bit more in the swing of things. There, did you get it? The swing of things? Because I'm swinging my mace around? Yeah, of course. But there's level 3 for us, which is rather nice. Seems leveling up in this mod is relatively easy, because, of course, you are, well, you are given very, very good things. There we are. The enemy leader has fallen, and his soldiers lose courage in battle. Yes, that's exactly what we like to see. The banner bearer has also gone down. There we go. So, if you have ever wanted to play as the evildoer in a mod or game, then, well, this seems to fit the bill there. But, of course, you could just... That's the thing. You can play it right now if you want, or you can just wait a little bit, see where it goes. But right now, I actually think it's a pretty complete package for what it is right now, because obviously there is still work to be done. But for the most part, I mean, look at that. We just beat an army that was literally, what is it, 40 more units than we had. So that's pretty impressive in my opinion. Now, if they've done work, which I don't think they have, but if they've done work on the siege layouts, then I will wholeheartedly say, yes, you must download it immediately. But if not, then it's completely up to you, obviously. I mean, like, I find that playing as the evildoer and having this amazing armor on with this undead lance already is very, very immersive and fun. So, let's just build our ladders. It's going to take 9 hours to build the ladders, so we may get interrupted, but so be it. I just really want to take a look at the siege layouts. I think we'll actually make it. I think we might actually make it, which is going to be pretty cool. Acre, or Aker, is the new marshal of Ordo Serpens, so we didn't get it, unfortunately. But, yes, I suppose we'll see. So, let's do it. The defenders are coming out. Well, at least we get to take a look at the outside. It is relative... Oh, I actually thought I had my horse for a second there. Okay, so the siege layouts are relatively similar to... Is it Floris? I think this is... Wait, is it Floris or is it... It's something along those lines. It is similar to that. Of course, I'm not entirely sure whether this was built off the Floris mod or not. But, yes, don't quote me on that. I'm not actually sure on that. But it's looking good so far. Of course, we are attacking humans. So they are going to have human-looking castles, of course. So I'm going to just get rid of my shield right now, because who needs a shield? We are undead. We do not require shields. Do you see the blood splatter? Wow. The blood splatter is just absolutely everywhere right now. Unfortunately, it doesn't crush through blocks as far as I'm aware, but it does deal extra damage to shields, which I do like a lot. So, yes, these guys literally have no idea what they are getting themselves in for. Oh, yes, they don't. This guy does. This guy definitely does. He has a very, very fast sword, but he completely overcompensated with his aggressiveness against us. But, yes, there we are. We are absolutely fine right now. Okay, come on, guys. Come on. Let's do this. I really wish I didn't have as many skeleton archers. That was my bad, but still. I'm kind of happy that we have at least a couple of drow. We got 1 weapon point. Oh, thank you. I'm actually unsure what that means, but I suppose weapon proficiencies? No? No, it doesn't, actually. I don't think that's what it means. Oh, well. Okay. Never mind. Let's just deal as much damage as we can. I think we're actually going to survive this, which is quite amusing. And I think the only thing that's actually left to be done is take a look at our own siege layouts. Now, of course, we're not going to actually enter our own siege, but we're going to take a look at the castle around the outside and go into one of the towns and have a look around there, because if they've done the interiors to a small degree, then I'm pretty sure they will have done the others as well. So, yes, we're just going to abandon that siege right now. And, yeah, we've just seen it, so that's absolutely fine. So, let's head on over to Clul. Yes, Clul. That sounds like a good place to go. Ah, there's Nehebkau as well. There's the leader of our faction. He's just chilling out. So, let's take a walk around the streets, shall we? Oh yes, they did. They definitely did a lot of work on this. Do you know... Oh, this reminds me of something. This reminds me of a certain movie. A certain movie where 2 little people actually are hiding in the mountains, and there's a huge marching army exiting from this particular area here. Yeah, I think you might be able to maybe would be able to guess. I don't know. From my hints there, maybe you will know. But as you can see, we do have humans walking around, which of course do need to be changed. But as you see, the actual castle itself looks very, very good right now. And I actually really like the fact that they give you a horse immediately, too, because I really don't want to be running around like some common peasant, do I? No, exactly. So, with that, that will be the end of our special feature here for Rise of the Undead. And if you want to download it, there is a link in the description. So, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.